graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very fantastic day. My name is Jason Joseph, and this, of course, is Play-by-Play with JJ. All right, so we got the Giants taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates at home tonight. And so we are ready to get things started. Robbie Ray is going to pitch for the San Francisco Giants. Sorry that we were a little bit late. We're coming off of a 76ers game. Really disappointing loss for them. And obviously we'll continue to talk about that too as we do this. But Robbie Ray is going to be on the bump for the San Francisco Giants as they are home taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Okay, here's what we'll do. We're going to put our Sports Scores Bot app over on here. There we go. Good stuff. All right, so the Giants are in the top of the first inning. There we go. Let's make sure that we interact over here. Nice. Good stuff. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes as we're in the top of the first inning. Robbie Ray's on the bump. Orange and white pants for the Giants. There's the 2-2 pitch. So we fly out over towards left center field, and there to make the grab for out number 1 is going to be the center fielder for the Giants. We'll get to the starting lineups right now. Just 1 second as we had to scramble really quickly. So where are we? There we are. Let's make sure that we get it up and running. Phillies, by the way, are going to the bottom of the 11th. Oh, wait, did they just lose? Yeah, they did. My thing was a little bit slow. All right, so there's 1 out on the top of the first. And the pitch. That's going to be taken for a called ball. What are your final score predictions of this game, chat? Let me know down below. So here's the pitch. And it's now 1 ball, 1 strike. Carmen Majinski is going to be pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And the lineup for the Pirates, it'll be Triolo, Gonzalez, Reynolds, Ozuna, Cruz, Griffin, Bart, York, and Cook. 2 balls, 1 strike. We're on the top of the first. No score between the Giants and the Pirates. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Ray gets set at the belt. Kicks. Fires. And the pitch is up high for ball 3. Giants defense, it'll be this. It'll be Rodriguez catching. Ray on the bump. Over at first base, it's Devers. At second, it's Arise. And at third, it's Chapman. And the 3-1 will be in there for strike 2. I'm going to go Giants 6, Pirates 3. Let's go. The 3-2 pitch. That misses up high for ball 4. There's a 1-out walk in the top of the first inning here. Oh, man. Here's Brian Reynolds batting on the right side. Hitting .254. with 4 homers and 22 RBI. So 1 out in the top of the first. And the pitch. They'll be in there for a called strike. I have to make sure that I get this up and right. Okay, 1 second. Undo. Pitch on the way, ground ball hit over towards third base. The throw, the second, there's 1. And the throw, the first, there's a double play. We're going to go to the bottom of the first. No score out in San Fran. Okay. There we go. That's better. Good stuff. Phillies just lost. Yeah, I saw. That's all. Terrible pitching, says Brian. I'm sad with the Sixers, man. I'm really sad. But you know what, man? Like, we know it. We know it. But it's still sad. I mean, like, whenever you follow a team, obviously you want them to be able to get to the finish line. You do. And they put up an incredible fight against the Celtics. They did. But it's just like, you know, you follow them like throughout the entire season. And it's just like every year that you go through pretty much the same thing. But you just want to see them get to the final line, you know? But that's like what you live for. So, but it is what it is. That's just being a sports fan. That's like what you sign up for, you know? That's exactly what you sign up for. You sign the dotted lines on the contract. And the nice part about it, I guess, is that you can accept defeat, especially when a team is just better than you and they just outplay you. But sometimes it's still hard. It just is. And look at the path that the Knicks have gone down. Or just like, look at the Mets. You know, like just look at like some of these bottom feeder teams. Or these teams that were like at the bottom and then they just finally like start to do well. You know? You just go through it. We're in the bottom of the first. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be taken for a ball. That's to Jung-Hoo Lee. Lee is batting .263. He has 2 homers and 12 RBI. And the 1-0 pitch. This is going to be lined out over to right. And it'll be caught for out number 1. But the other thing, too, about this is that, again, like, I'm so happy that I get to come back on here for a game like this, you know, because it's just nice that we can talk about these things. And we just have baseball. Like, baseball's always there. You know? It's just beautiful. The ball is 1 strike, and that's to Luis Ariz. Here's the 0-1. This is going to be flying out over towards left. And on the run to make the catch is Gonzalez, or Reynolds, that is. And there's out number 2 in the bottom of the first. That's right. Exactly. The Knicks have been doing this. They've been doing the same thing that you're saying for 30 years. That's right. And it's like once they just get back to the finals, you're just like, oh my gosh. You know? The pitch is taken for a strike. But again, like, you know, it puts in perspective, like you have to embrace the high moments. And with everything that's happened over the last week, with over the last 3 weeks that we've gotten to see, nothing ever takes away from that. You know? The pitch is grounded over to third, and here's the throw to first, and that's in time. And we're going to go to the second inning. So no runs, no hits, no men left, and we go to the top of the second. I'm also like trying not to be too loud because we have somebody over here. You know, they got to be up early. And I forgot about that. I just want to see the Eastern Conference Finals. I could care less about the finals. I hear you. Absolutely. But again, we get to wind down and we get to talk about these things. Because let's just think about the Phillies. How many of us just want to see the Phillies get back to the top? I mean, the fact that I got to see one, is a blessing. But, you know, like, I'll never forget the 2022 run. But, man. Can you imagine the Eagles playing and losing right now? I'd probably have to, says Joe. Ignore all Philly sports for a good amount of time. I have an addictive personality, so my headspace is very precious. It's true. It's true, and then it's like once the season starts back up again, you know, it's like, all right, we're back. It's just like what they do. That's what happens. Top of the second, and here's the pitch. That's a little bit outside for a ball. Here's Marcell Ozuna, who's hitting 186, 3 homers and 13 RBI. And here's the 1-0, and there's a swing and a miss. And the count is 1-1 as we are in the top of the second inning. So the Giants, by the way, their defense is this. They got Devers at first. At second, it's Arise. At third, it's Chapman. And at short, it's Adames. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Lee's out in right field. In left field, it's Ramos. And in center, it's Gilbert. And behind the plate, it's Rodriguez. On the bump, it's Ray. 1-2 on the way to Ozuna, and this ball is flying out over to deep left field. That's going back towards the track, and that ball is gone. Marcell Ozuna able to line one out over to left field, and he gets his 4th homer of the season for Pittsburgh. That ball just went on out over towards the tunnel. And a good swing. Swing there. Wow. All right, let's get rid of this. Here's O'Neal Cruz. And Cruz takes the first pitch that he sees down for a ball. The little black one never goes out of style. It's true. That's so true. 2 balls, no strikes. And here's the next pitch coming on up in just a few seconds. I was ahead of myself. 2-0. That's going to be in there for a called strike. And so the count is now 2-1. It's just so nice that we can all just, you know, have a respectful conversation and just be able to be there through these types of times, you know? The pitch is lined out over to left field, and there's a base hit, and that's going to get in front of the left fielder on a hop, and the throw back on over to second is not in time. That was Elliot Ramos who played it on a bounce. I don't know if you guys saw, but I got also a little bit annoyed tonight, too. and usually like people like don't get under my skin, but I did get a little bit annoyed with everything that happened in the chat tonight, with the name calling and all that stuff. The pitch on the way is going to be lined out over to left field. It's played on the hop, and here's the throw on over to third base, and that is in time. What the heck was O'Neal Cruz doing there? I mean, he should have just easily stopped at second. He was just a dead fish over at third. What the heck? Well, it was just lined out over to left. Ramos made a good throw, but O'Neal was going to be out anyways. He definitely misread that. White, black, pink polka dots. I don't care. Just give me the dress. I'm right there with you, Lomball. I miss the pure love and entertainment of sports without the emotional investment. That's optimal, but hard at the same time. All a part of my maturity journey. No balls, one strike. This is Joey Bart going up against his former ball club. But again, it's like, it's always there for you. Like, the 0-1 swing and the miss. Like, I've tried to get away from baseball. I really have. Like, so many times. And through the bad stages of my life, and through the great stages of my life, I always find my way back to it. And it's just like it's always there. Harry Kalas, Vince Scully, like Ken Harrelson, like they were all there. 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and there's out number 2, and the throw over the second is off the line and not in time either. And so there's 2 outs in the top of the second, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And Connor Griffin able to swipe a bag. Here's Nick York. And the pitch. This is going to be lined out over towards the right field side. And that's a foul ball. So Marcell Ozuna went yard. Ozuna, before that hit, just batting 193. That's it. A 221 average for Nick York, by the way. Right-handed hitter waves the bat around. White batting gloves. And Ray gets the signs. And the 0-1 is going to be called a ball. Looks like that it hit the inside corner. But they didn't call it. But yeah, the name calling tonight really annoyed me. I had to stand up for Lou. Nobody calls people names in my chat. That's crossing a line. I've created a family on here. I've created a very respectful chat. And if you're going to do that, we don't mess with you. 1-2 pitch. Foul ball. The iPad's at 48%. Nice. You guys are funny, man. Here's the 1-2. And that ball is fouled. Nah, man. When that happened, I was like, all right, I'm not going to be looking at chat as much. 1-2 pitch. And there's a swing and a miss. And we're going to go to the bottom of the second. Do not poke the JJ Bear. Nah. I missed that JJ. I was making my pepperoni rolls for Mother's Day. I came back and chat was off the chain. It was crazy, man. But, we got it all handled. And this stuff just happens, But I had to make sure that I stood up for Lou because, again, I know, again, that as we continue to get bigger, more stuff like this is going to happen. But, it's just a sign of just maturity and all that sort of stuff. But, yeah, that part was a little bit weird, too, because, that person that was in the chat was somebody that's been here for, a while, and I was like, I didn't see that coming. But it happens. It's a learning experience. We can all grow. But yeah, calling somebody a fraud, we just don't do that. We're better than that. It's a low-class thing. It's a 1-0 game as the Pittsburgh Pirates have the lead. We're going to go to the bottom of the second. Again, I got to be a little bit quiet. But I appreciate you all for being on here. Here's Rafael Devers. And the pitch. That's in there for a strike. Talked about it last night, brother. New territories, new struggles. You'll preserve. You always do. Hey, guess what? The ball's 1 strike. And there's 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the pitch is in there for a strike. So, throughout any playoff series, there's always adjustments that are made all the time. And the teams that adjust, that make the proper adjustments, they win. So, we're always adjusting. And as you would say, we're always on construction. It's true. We can debate sports all day without once having to make it personal, for sure. 1-2 to Devers. There's a high drive hit out over to deep center field, and we are knotted up at 1 apiece. Rafael Devers goes yard and sends it 399 feet out to dead center field. There's that counterpunch. Devers hits an absolute bomb out to deep center. What a swing. So we're in the bottom of the second, 1-1 out in the Bay Area. And the pitch, that's going to be in there for a called strike. So it's no balls and 1 strike as we are in the bottom of the second. Here's Matt Chapman in the box. And Chapman takes a pitch that's up high for a ball. Carmen Majinski, who is on the bump, by the way. Well, this year he has a 4.89 ERA. Here's the 1-1, and that is taken for ball 2. Majinski, in his last outing, ended up going 5 2/3. He allowed 5 earned runs, also allowed a homer, and 2 walks. The pitch. And now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. He did get his second win of the season. And he got a lot of run support too. 17-7 was the final score of that game. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the second. And Chapman is in the box. Matt Chapman batting .234. 3-2 pitch. Grounded over to third. Picked up by York. And the throw over to first is in plenty of time. And there's another out. It's actually the first out of the inning. Oh, man. Thanks, Joe. I really appreciate you. That means a lot to me, man. I'm not perfect, but I'm always striving to get better. Always willing to learn. And I'm just very lucky. Super lucky. The ball is one strike. Here's the pitch. This is popped up out over towards the right side, and the catch is made. And there's out number 2. I was listening to Susan talk about John Sterling the other day. Susan, of course, covers the New York Yankees and has been covering it with John for years. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the second, and Heliot Ramos is up to bat. And Susan said that the one thing that John did was John was never afraid to hold back on whenever the Yankees were struggling. But he always ended whatever he was saying, he always tried to find a positive of something to look forward to. You know? The ball is one strike, and the 0-1 is down for a ball. That's something I'd like to try to incorporate a little bit more. I know that it's really tough with our market that we're in because we care about our team's greatness, obviously. But there's a balance. And I felt like when I heard that, and going back to listening to some of his old tapes, thought, maybe I could try to incorporate that a little bit. 1-1 pitch, ground ball, diving stop over at short, and the throw over to first is in plenty of time. Excellent play there by Connor Griffin, and the inning is over. Rafael Devers ties it up, though. It's a bomb out over to dead center field, and we're going to go to the third inning. 1-1 is the score. Sadly, Justin, I root for all the Philadelphia team's rivals, and you'll never see me rubbing a win in y'all's faces. He always said it best: respect and fun. That's all it is. And I've seen other fans do that, and it bothers me when we do it too. It just does. But you can't control other people. Jabs I can take all day unless they're from my third shift nurse with a needle hopped up on diesel fuel coffee, says Joe. Joe. Joe, you're a funny character, man. You're a funny person. I don't know why I called you character. My bad. I didn't mean to do that. That's totally my bad. You're a funny person. Never change. I mean that. Yeah, look, we can disagree on things, but if we're name calling people, if we're just taking it personal, that's not what I'm not for that. Nah. I like Dom Smith, but he's not my bear, says Long Ball. So we're in the third inning. It's a 1-1 game. Just 3 hits for the Pirates. And 1 for San Francisco. The ball is 1 strike. And this is Cook, who is up to bat, facing Robbie Ray. And the pitch is fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes. By the way, whoever just subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. And there is the first out of the third. If you're just coming on in, let me know where you're tapping on in from. And welcome aboard. It's good to see you. There's Don Kelly in his second season as manager for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The pitch. Foul ball. So how do we get here, JJ? Well, it's a 1-1 ball game. 2 solo shots. One from Marcelo Zuna in the top of the second. And the other one was by Rafael Devers in the bottom of the second. 0-1. Foul ball. The 0-2. It's up high for a ball. JJOB just fine, says Haley. You just have to maintain the standard on your channel and have mods and your real people to back you. You're doing great building a respectful community. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. Love you, Haley. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And there's out number 2. So there's 2 away. The other thing, too, that is like, that comes with this, right, is like, I'm not just doing play-by-play anymore. Like, that's the other thing. There's 2 outs in the top of the third. Here's what I mean by that. It's 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch is up high for ball 2. So, like, when I was just doing a game, right, like, I would be given a game to do, like, every week. It was never an everyday thing. And so I would have my spotting charts that I would make, doing research on the teams. And, of course, I had to keep the conversation going. And I had to obviously have all my notes together, get to the stadium early, set up the equipment all by myself early. But I never had to, like, do every single thing on my own. You know? Next pitch is taken for ball 3. So now it's like, when I'm here, I got the TV up. I got to control that. If the cable goes out, I gotta fix that. You know? If something's wrong with the roadcaster, I got to fix that. And I got to call the game. And if something's going on in chat, I got to pay attention. You know? If there's a technical problem, I got to make sure that all the technical stuff is working. So it's like I'm doing 5 different jobs at once. And I try to make it look easy. But, again, like, I'm not perfect, but that's something that I just wanted to say because, you know, you guys don't see that. But that's part of the fun. And I love it. The pitch. It's taken for a ball. This is Brian Reynolds, who's up to bat. Pittsburgh's jerseys are so cool. They got this black top with this cursive text. It says Pittsburgh. It's outlined in yellow, like mustard yellow. But the font is the font's really cool. So you are a robot, essentially. I didn't want to put it that way. A robot that laughs and smiles. Do robots smile? Two balls, 1 strike. Top of the third. Dude, Mickey Moniak is doing awesome. I'm so happy for him, too. It's insane. 2 balls, 1 strike. We're in the top of the third. There's 2 outs. The go-ahead run's over at second. And Robbie Ray's going to step off the mound for just a second. Two balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch. It's way up high for ball 3. Okay, Chad, here's a question for you. I don't know if you're ready for this. 3-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. Okay, so I'm looking at Robbie Ray's hair. Okay, it's very curly, it's very wavy. And it's pretty cool. My question to you is, who had the best hair? / has the best hair in baseball, in your opinion? 3-2 pitch. That's up high for ball 4. And so there's a 2-out walk. And that's going to put runners over at first and second. The best hair in baseball. Blank. Had the best hair. / has the best hair. Here's Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna homered his last time up. 2 outs, and here's the pitch. That's in there for a strike. 0-1 to Marcell Ozuna. Grant Holmes, yeah, he has good hair. He has good hair. I agree with that. They call him Goldilocks. 0-1, down for a ball. One ball and 1 strike. Ray is 53 pitches. The 1-1 pitch. And that is up high for ball 2. Then I just turned my nurse on. Get your head out of the gutter. I mean, I owed her all about JJ. Joe. 2-1 pitch. That's up high for ball 3. Watch her be subscribed to Play by Play with JJ. Three 3-1 pitch, and that's up high for ball 4. And that's going to load the bases. Noah Syndergaard. Yeah, I liked Syndergaard's hair. DeGrom also had really good hair, too. I liked it when it was pretty curly. But yeah, I agree with Syndergaard for sure. 2 outs and the bases loaded in the top of the 3rd inning. And the Pirates are threatening the score once again. Robbie Ray is 55 pitches, 56 pitches. Just does not look like his usual self out there. He has a 2.98 ERA, though. Just doing the Lord's work. Bader has good hair. Yeah, that's true. Harrison Bader does have good hair. Marsh. Gotta admit, Marsh's hair is awesome. The pitch. Foul ball. This is O'Neal Cruz, who is up to bat in the top of the 3rd. I don't get this stuff on 680 The Fan. Nope. It's just people talking and the person that's calling the game is interacting with the people that are talking in real time. The ball is 1 strike, and the next pitch is in there for strike 2. Is she cute? One ball, 2 strikes. I would definitely check a couple times and remind her. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Top of the third. Bases are loaded. So we got bases loaded in the top of the third. And 2 outs. The count is 1-2. O'Neal Cruz is in the box. And the 1-2 pitch. It's outside for ball 2. The Mets and the Diamondbacks are tied 1-1. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And we are going to go to the bottom of the third. Pirates had a golden opportunity to try to get some runs. And they come up empty in the gas tank. Marsh being my pick. He's got the best beard. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. He does have a really good beard. But the best beard in baseball, with all due respect... I mean, Mark Rachemsky had a really good one. But the best beard, in my opinion, Brian Wilson. And I think Giants fans would agree with me on that. But the best beard in baseball now, I would agree. I think Brandon Marsh is the best one in baseball. I do. I'm a fan of the Marsh beard. I appreciate a man that grows a good beard. I liked Harper's hair a few years before he buzzed it. Yeah, I hear you on that. That's funny. She's cute, great personality. Most of them do, though. Well, not all. Not all. At least from my experience, but that's good. That's very good. Does she like baseball? That's funny. I have a signed rookie card of Marsh. He looks like such a kid. Do you really? Wow. That's awesome. Pros, cute. Cons, has needle. Hopped up on the diesel fuel coffee. It's the night shift, I guess. The ball is 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the third. This is Gilbert, who is up to bat. Drew Gilbert. There's Ron Washington. The ball is 2 strikes. There's the 0-2 pitch. And this is going to be popped up and skied out over towards shallow center. And the shortstop, Griffin, is there. And he will make the catch. Had a nice beard and goatee before the evil grays set in. She loves baseball, but she's more disappointed in the Flyers right now. Understandable. Totally understandable. I'm not disappointed with the Flyers. I'm sad with the Flyers. It's really weird. It's very odd. Here's Rodriguez, who's up to bat for the Giants, and the pitch is grounded foul. I'll get back to that. I just have to say, like, Jesus Rodriguez, who's up to bat, has a very interesting stance. This guy's a right-handed hitter, okay? He chokes up on the bat a little bit, but he has his elbow bent, and his bat sticks out before the pitch comes, and it's tucked in. And then right when the pitch is released, he backs it up, and then he swings or takes the pitch. It's like he just keeps everything so tight with his elbows, and then as soon as that windup starts, then he gets into a normal stance. 2 balls, 1 strike. By the way, as we're in the bottom of the third. 3 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 2-1, foul ball. There's nothing wrong. No, not at all. For sure. Hubby spotted it at a trading card event at a mall in Harrisburg. That's really cool. Two-two pitch. That's down for ball 3. Three and 2 is the count. And here's the payoff pitch. And this is going to be lined out over to right field for a base hit. It'll take a couple of bounces. And Rodriguez gets on with an opposite field single. And he's over at first base for the Giants. Do you collect 2, Haley? He's in a more bizarre stance than Kevin Youkilis. Charge! Sorry, I have to keep it down. He's at a more bizarre stance than Kevin Youkilis. David Eckstein had one of the craziest stances I saw. But that's because he just rocked back and forth with the bat. Youkilis had a weird stance too. But I would say that David Eckstein's stance was awkward. That's so awesome, Haley. One ball, no strikes. This is Jung-Hoo Lee who's up, and he's going to serve this one out to right field for a base hit. Rodriguez will head on over to third base. The throw is going to be made over to second, and Griffin makes the catch. And runners are at the corners in the bottom of the third inning for San Francisco. They're threatening with runners over at the corners out in Oracle. And that pitch was really low. The fact that Lee was just able to get his bat all the way down there and just flick it out over to right. Very impressive stuff. That's awesome. James, what's going on, man? Good to see you on here. Here's Luis Arraez. And Arraez takes a strike. It's a fastball at 95. No balls, 1 strike. Bottom of the third, 1 away. We got runners over at the corners. Nothing on 1 is the count. There's 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. And there's the 0-1. And Arraez is going to ground this one over towards second. To throw the shortstop, there's 1. To throw to first, there's 2. And that is a 4-6-3 double play. All right, very quick step off. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I will see you very, very soon. What's up, Tom? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you on here. Does Arise even have a home run this year? Luis Arise this year? Luis Arise does not have a home run this year. Doesn't. Hasn't homered once. His last time that he homered was World Baseball Classic. That's it. And I believe, and you can double check me if I'm wrong, but that was a multi-homer game that he had in the WBC. There's Dwayne Kuiper. Dwayne's one of my favorite announcers. Here's the pitch. And this is going to be fouled into the glove for strike one. Griffin did show bunt there. Engelman is here. What's going on, Engelman? How you doing? Good to see you, my guy. The ball is one strike. There's the 0-1. That's going to be in there for strike two. So it's a 1-1 ball game, in case you're just tuning on in. The Pirates had a solo homer from Marcell Ozuna in the top of the second. And then Rafael Devers tied it back in the bottom of the second with a solo home run out to dead center. The ball's two strikes. Ray on the bump. Gets set and fires. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And that is the sixth strikeout today for Robbie Ray. He's throwing the ball very, very well. The Giants are 14-23, and they are 9 games under 500. 1 ball, no strikes, and this is former Giant Joey Bart, who is in the box. Bart did strike out. Joey Bart is now 29 years old. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Bart is going to pop this one up. Out over towards the right side. In foul ground is Devers, but he runs on out of room. We're in Columbia. Nice. Good to see you on here, my friend. If I don't get to your chats all the time, it's because I'm calling the game and I got a couple of things that I'm doing. So just wanted to let you know. But it's good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a good night. 1 ball, 1 strike. We do like an old school, like traditional style of a call chat. But we love it when you guys get involved. The 1-1 pitch. That's low for ball 2. Bart has hit 30 homers in his career. He's batting .238. He's played in 354 career games. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the 2-1 is way outside for ball 3. The pitch on the way. Line drive hit out over to left field. Ramos is there. He'll track it down and make the grab. And there's out number 2. Look at this. Just people having fun. Just coming on here to chat. Not insulting each other, not calling each other names, just having a good time. It's good. Puts a big smile on my face. The ball is 1 strike. The pitch. It's grounded over to third. And the throw over to first is in plenty of time. And there's out number 3. All right, so chat, I need your help. Chat, I need your help with something. Okay. DE is here. What's up, DE? How you doing? You at the game, man? You're probably at the game. Okay. So I need your help with something. Okay. I need ideas. Okay. I know it's Friday. I know that Saturday is tomorrow. But I need ideas. I just don't know what to get my mom for Mother's Day. And I've been thinking about it for a little bit of time. And I just don't know. I don't know. So I figured I might as well ask other people. Maybe there's other people that are struggling for a Mother's Day gift too. But if you guys have any ideas, I'm open to any. I am. She's going to get something. But I need help brainstorming. And I used to be, the funny part is that, like, when I would do this before, like, if I ever asked people for help, I would always be afraid to do that. But you guys have taught me that I shouldn't be afraid of that. And that's the truth. And I figured, this is a really good conversation. We can try to brainstorm things. And we can maybe figure something out. So let me know. Earrings. It's a good one. My mom's a jeweler, though. And she has a lot of jewelry. The pitch is down for a ball. The only stupid question is the one that you don't ask. It's true. And I know better. I know better. 2 balls, no strikes. I was thinking about maybe like signing her up for a cooking class or like doing some sort of an experience. But I don't know. 2-0 pitch, and that's a foul ball. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Schmidt is up to bat. The 2-1 pitch. This is going to be lined out over to right field, and there's a base hit. So there's an opposite field single here in the bottom of the 4th. I can't think of anything this late in the game. Late in the game? We're just in the bottom of the 4th, my friend. Here's Rafael Devers. And the pitch is up high and away for a ball. Can you cook, JJ? Do you know a favorite dish of hers that's not hard to execute? Yeah, but I just, like, I want to get her something nice, Like, I'm probably going to go in on a gift, but I want it to be something that's like something that she'll appreciate, but something that she'll use, you know? Or if I do something, like I want it to be an experience, like go somewhere, like take her to like a museum or something, you know? Like I don't just want it to be like a gift card or just something that's like, you know, not quality time or something that's like well thought, you know? 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Two and two is the count to Rafael Devers. And the pitch. It's grounded over towards the second base side and under the glove of the second baseman. Out over to right center field. That's going to put runners over at first and third base. Remember how Bryson Stott yesterday had 2 ground balls that were hit sharply right to him? Well, that was sort of a similar play. But Devers gets on, and that's his second base hit of the ball game. That was a nice. It was hard contact for sure. Just went on underneath his glove. Tickets to a show. Tickets to a show. Flowers experiences are always good because the memories don't go to waste. That's true. Yeah, she's been to Longwood Gardens, the Philadelphia Flower Show, but maybe there's something else. But tickets to a show might be interesting. The pitch, and it's taken outside for a ball. So it's 1 ball and no strikes. We're in the bottom of the 4th. I'll look into that. 1-0 pitch. And the sweeper is called a strike. Okay, Joe, I have to ask the question. Is the nurse still there? The 1-1 pitch. That's inside for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch grounded over towards third, and the throw to home plate is in time to get Rodriguez, or Schmidt, that is. And so there's an out. And 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. Giants were thinking about challenging to see if there was a block on the plate, and they decided not to. Does she like Broadway? Yeah, she does. We have, she does, like, go to the Walnut Street Theater. She's a member. I haven't seen the show, though, in a while. Tom, thanks so much for the sub, man. I appreciate you, my guy. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Adames in the batter's box. And Willie fouls off the pitch. And that one goes on out of play. I bought myself concert tickets for Mother's Day. Really? Who are you seeing? Or who did you see for Mother's Day? I think it's like really important for people to treat themselves for their birthdays or for a holiday, you know? 0-1 on the way. High drive. Hit out to deep left field, and that is caught right in front of the wall. Excellent catch by Brian Reynolds, and he takes away a home run, or a double, I should say. The ball died over on the track. Adames thought that he got all of it, and he did not. And had a chance, and it just went over towards the warning track. What a grab there by Brian Reynolds. How can it come out if it was a rollover to third? Because the runner was going home, and the throw to home plate was in time. It was a ground ball. Oh, how come it was rolled over to third? I said that it was rolled over to third. It was rolled pretty fast. 1 ball, no strikes in the pitch. And that is going to be fouled off. Not bad, though. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball, base it out over to center field, and this will bring a run home. The throw to the plate is going to be cut off over at third, and they will tag the runner at second out. So the runner from second was heading on over to third base, and he just got tagged out, but the Giants do take the lead 2-1. So that's an RBI single for Elliot Ramos. Devers scores, and Chapman is out and picked off in a rundown. So that makes it a 2-1 ball game. My go-to is always a new vacuum, a bunch of Swiffer dusters, and a gift card to my favorite restaurant, which is, I have to know the favorite restaurant, a new vacuum. The vacuums are good. My wife bought herself tickets to go see Jody Messina for her Christmas present from me. Don't ask how that worked, but it did. She had a blast and got her autograph. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. It was 2 years ago. Went to a small venue in Reading, PA to see Avatar. Wow. They're a metal band from Sweden. Yeah, I've heard of Avatar. From Sweden, we've been listening to since 2012. I've heard of Avatar. I haven't listened to their music, but I've heard of the name. I might have to check them out. That's cool. That's so sick. That's awesome. Top of the fifth. And here's the pitch. Foul ball. The ball is 1 strike. Billy Cook is up to bat. Every time I see Billy Cook, I think about David Cook. Speaking of music. 0-1 pitch. Foul ball. You got to crowd surf that night? Oh my gosh. I've never done that before. That's so cool. No balls, 2 strikes. Oh, 2. That's inside for a ball. That purchase was what we call a wife executive decision. One, 2. Foul ball. Over towards the left side. Robbie Ray, by the way, has 77 pitches. Here's the 1-2. And that is a called strike 3. And Robbie Ray gets his 7th strikeout of the ball game. Ray this year, the most strikeouts that he's ever had was 7. He needs one more to set a season record because he had 7 against the Nationals. He had 7 against the Phillies and 7 against the Mets. The pitch. That's going to be taken just on the outside edge for a strike. It was a curve. The last time that he actually had 8 strikeouts plus was on June 5th of last year, and that was against the Padres. 1 ball, 1 strike. As Jared Triolo was up. And there's 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 1-1 delivery. And this ball is flying out over towards shallow right field. And there is Lee, and he'll make the grab for out number 2. Middle shows were our frequent dates before the kiddos. Now they're much more few and far between and yet more fun than before. Probably been over 200 concerts, nothing like live music. I need to do that more. I do. During the off season for sure. And during summertime I'll try to do that. The pitch is going to be in there for a strike to Nick Gonzalez. What are they cooking out there? They got... Is that like a fire pit that they have like on the canoes? 0-1. Foul ball. Yeah, they got a little fire going. There's like a little... Got like a little grill out there. That's so cool. Looks dangerous, but it looks cool. 0-2, and that's taken for a ball. Yet I'm a broadcaster. I don't start fires like that. JJ, how you feeling? I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm a little sad that the Sixers lost, but we're here, and it's always a pleasure to be here with everybody. You know? This really made my night. I knew that as soon as the Sixers game was done, like heading on into this week, I said, if they lose game 3, like we have to be on for the Giants game. We have to. We can process things a lot better. And it's awesome. 1-2 pitch, and there's a high drive hit out over to deep left field, and that ball is going to go to the wall, but it's caught right by Elliot Ramos. Ramos just made the catch right in front of the wall, and that ball was just caught into the heel of the glove for out number 3. But yeah, that's so cool. If I could give my mom anything right now, it would be treatment for her tremor. This is Joe. Do you still go back and see her? I've seen Korn probably about 5 to 6 times. We went to Welcome to Rockville in 2015 and saw them play Issues front to back. That's awesome. Yeah, I gotta go to venues. I gotta meet people. And music is a really good outlet for that. You know? It's cool. It's 11:28 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. But that's so awesome. The last one we went to together was Mayhem a few years ago to see Five Finger and Rob Zombie. Does your mom, JJ, own a foot bath/massager? Probably, but a simple add-on you can get at Walmart or Target. She does have a foot massager, but she doesn't use it. Um, she doesn't like to take baths either. How much longer do you think the 76ers will take? I think that they'll take it to 5. I think it's going to go to 5. I still think that they can take a game. I do. But clearly the Knicks, I mean, they played really well. They're a good team. I don't like the radical fans, of course. I've noticed that there have been people that have been hopping on into other streamers' chats, just being disrespectful. I don't like that. But I like the good ones. And I respect the Knicks. One ball, no strikes, as we're in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch is outside for ball 2. Who'd you like to see in concert, JJ? Well, that's a really good question. Who haven't you seen before? Who would I like to see in concert? And no one's asked me that before. Probably expensive now, but I would like to see Maggie Rogers. I really like Maggie Rogers. I like the indie rock stuff. 3 balls, no strikes, and the pitch is going to be in there for a strike. I haven't really been listening to like a lot of like new music or, you know, like getting on into like the smaller bands, and I should, because I'm sure that there'd be bands that I'd really like or singers that I'd really like. 3-1 pitch. This is grounded over towards the right side, and the throw over to first is in plenty of time. And there's out number 1. Yeah, Maggie I'd like to see. Who else? I guess I could go through my Spotify playlist. The pitch. And that is on the outside corner for a called strike. If we're talking about like a big concert, I'd like to see Alessia Cara. The ball is 1 strike. And the pitch. This is grounded over to second. The throw over to first is in plenty of time. There's out number 2. I saw Slipknot and Korn in December of 2014. Someone time out. I've seen Slipknot several times. I'd love to see Stone Sour. Stone Sour I'd like to see too. I saw The Killers. The Killers and Foster the People. That was cool. The pitch. It's inside for a ball. She lives with me. I didn't know that. Motel last 6 months, just now might be getting into a nursing home. She's in the hospital, same as me. Oh, I didn't know that, Joe. Because I couldn't leave her alone. Should be discharged Monday. Damn, I didn't know that. I didn't know that she moved up with you. I thought she was still back in Florida. 1-1. It's down for ball 2. You saw the Killers too? That's awesome. Yeah, they were cool to see live. Two balls, 1 strike. I saw the Killers. I saw Logic. I saw Wiz Khalifa. The pitch. Line drive, base it out over to left field. And there's a 2-out single in the bottom of the 5th for Jung-Hoo Lee. When I was young, I saw the Counting Crows. I was actually at an FD event. They had the Counting Crows perform, and I forget what it was. Or what where it was, but I remember seeing them. That was cool. Of course, they performed Accidentally in Love, which was awesome. The pitch. Foul ball. That's Luis Ariz, who's up to bat. Who else? Who else did I say? I just saw the Pentatonics for the second time. That was cool. 0-1, foul ball. If you ever heard of a band called Spoon and Chicago Batman, I saw them too. The ball is 2 strikes. Bottom of the 5th, 2 away. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and this is going to be popped up out over towards shallow left. The catch is made, and there's out number 3. We're going to go to the top of the 6th. 2-1, Giants. You took your brother to see Rammstein for his 21st birthday. Grew up on their 1999 album. That's cool. Rammstein, where are they from? Rammstein. That's so sick. They're from Berlin, Germany. Good, you're going to get me into new music. I need this. I need people to get me into listening to new things. Sports are cool, but getting back into music is something that I probably should do too. My wife got me an autographed copy of his book for Valentine's Day. We were at H&R Block when she gave it to me. I was bawling my eyes out. The tax ladies thought something was wrong. What was that? That's cool. Yeah, Germany. Wow. Any other, concerts that I'd like to go see? I don't know. Man. Let me look at my playlist. I like Aerosmith. I'm going through it in order. The pitch on the way. This is going to be flying out over towards the right side. Lee gets under it, and he will make the catch in foul territory. And so there's out number 1 in the top of the 6th inning. Nice catch made by Jung-Hoo Lee right in front of that Oracle wall out in right field. If Avril Lavigne was back on tour, I would like to go see Avril Lavigne. That'd be cool. That would be sick. The ball is 1 strike. The pitch. And there's strike 2. It's called on the inside edge. Well, he's been having himself a very, very good game. I got Boys Like Girls on my playlist. Forgot. I got Carly Rae Jepsen. Oh, gosh. Probably should update this. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As we're in the top of the 6th. By the way, the Giants lead at 2-1. Ray kicks, fires, and this ball is lined over the head of Adames out to left field. Ramos plays it on a hop. Throws it back over to Adames. And that broken bat just went over the head of everybody. That ball went... How far did Marcelo Zuna break his bat? Where did that bat land? Can they show? That ball went past the middle of the infield. On a side note, the batter is cleaning home plate. The pitch. And that's outside and low for a ball. I would see the Chicks. I grew up listening to their music. Not really like much of a country person, but I do like the Chicks. The pitch is grounded over to third. The throw to second, there's one. The throw to first, there's two. And that's a 5-4-3 double play. Gonna go to the bottom of the sixth. It's a 2-1 Giants lead. The Great Escape is a classic from Boys Like Girls. That's always a good listen in a playlist. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I got that. I grew up. I had my punk that I got into from my sister, so that was definitely part of it. All American Rejects, too. MCR. All that. Avril. Haven't been to many concerts, but Ziggy Marley was awesome. Did a few of his dad's songs. Those were real good vibes. I also read Matthew Perry's book. Really? It was incredible. That's so cool. Oh, boy. Gotta stretch my back. Looks absolutely gorgeous out in San Francisco. It's nighttime. The stadium lights are on. We're going to the bottom of the sixth. The pitch. That's down. Actually, it's called a strike. It's at the knees for strike one. I got Colby Calais. I got Coldplay. I got CCR. I'm just like scrolling through all my playlist. The pitch is going to be lined over to short, played on the hop, and the throw to first in time. See, the problem is that on these playlists here, like I have like a lot of 60s, 70s, 80s stuff, and it's like, you know, some of them I'm sure like would still be like really cool to go see, but they're just, you know, like I want to be able to see like I want to be able to see like new people, you know? No balls, one strike. Bottom of the sixth. One out. Pitch. Now it's no balls, two strikes. I'm also very big into diamond art. I'm usually working on something / reading while hanging out in the evenings. Currently working on a big Lion King diamond art for my daughter. That's so cool. When it's done, send me a pic. I'd love to see it. That's so awesome. How's it going so far? 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And there's out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down. Majinski is still on the bump, by the way. He's thrown 72 pitches. My daughter is Bonnie Tyler and White Lion in her playlist. Grew up listening to a lot of 70s and 80s. Yeah, me too. I had, my dad used to work for this company, and he had this small jukebox before streaming was out, and he gave it to me, and it had over 1,500 songs on there, and as the pitch is grounded over to short, and the throw over to first is in time, there's out number 3. And we go to the top of the 7th inning, 2-1 Giants. But there was a lot of music on that playlist, or on that jukebox. And I got into Pink Floyd. I got into the Beatles. I got into disco. I got into early 2000s music. Fall Out Boy. Actually, no, I listened to Fall Out Boy with my sister. But I got into a lot of music from that jukebox. I really did. And I would listen to that whenever we would go on car rides in the car. That were longer trips, of course. And then I had this thing called an Arcos. Arcos, I had that from 2008 to 2010. I never had an iPod, but I had an Arcos. And from that I got more songs on there too. That was 2,500 songs. But yeah, The Who was on there. The Guess Who was on there. Tina Turner. We had a couple of Tina Turner songs. Buddy Holly. Weezer. Also, that Buddy Holly as well. Also, Fleetwood Mac. I love Fleetwood Mac. I didn't actually even get into Fleetwood Mac until I was older. But gosh, I love those, mixture of bands with female and male. I really like listening to different voices, But gosh. Good stuff. Keaton Wynn is on the bump. Wynn gets set and fires. And the pitch is going to be in there for a called strike. I guess there's more to life than just sports. One ball, one strike. We're in the top of the 7th. Life is precious, man. I listen to a lot of Fleetwood Mac with my mom. Says Haley. We just had Fleetwood Mac on the other day. I put it on the speaker. Had the Chain, of course. Tango in the Night. I also like old Fleetwood Mac as well. Like before Stevie Nicks. I'm recovering that, so it helps. When one of my favorites can't get clean, it sucks. It's nice that we can have these convos, Top of the 7th, one out. The pitch. And that's outside for a ball. So, by the way, the Pirates, as they trail 2-1 to the Giants, are facing Keaton Wynn. Here's the 1-0. and that's outside for a ball. It's actually called a strike. Should have been a ball. And it's called a strike. Wow. ABS says that it was a strike. Interesting. JJ, you sound so defeated, it's cracking me up. No, I'm trying to keep my voice down because we have somebody that's here. So that's another reason like why I'm trying to keep my voice down and just trying to be calm. But yeah, I'm not defeated. The person's sleeping. So I'm trying to be respectful. You know. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the top of the 7th inning. This is my relaxing voice. I don't know why it makes me think about the scene from Monsters, Inc. when he's trying to say to Boo, go to sleep. You go to sleep. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Yeah. I'm just not as energized. Or am I? Love Stevie, but Fleetwood was better without her. And you know what? I disagree. But we can disagree. Even our favorite players have walkout music. That's true. It's interwoven throughout everything. Music is a very powerful tool, my friend. It really is. Zeppelin. Yep. Kashmir. Great walk-up song. And also, I liked Pat Burrell. Pat Burrell's walkout song was Dirty Laundry by Don Henley. I liked that. Two outs, top of the 7th. And here's Brandon Lowe. The pitch. And that is down for a ball. You still have to stream when I'm done. I hear you. 1 ball, no strikes. And here's the pitch. Check swing, did he go? No. So now it's 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. And here's the 2-0 delivery. There's a called strike. Two-one pitch. Grounded over towards first. Picked up by Devers. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th. And so the Giants still lead it 2-1. Adames and Ramos and Gilbert are going to come on up to the plate. My mother-in-law was in love with Pat. She had him at the top of her Phillies shrine. Really? Wow. You know, this year I think I said this before, but I'll say it again. You know, one thing that I want to try to do is I want to get on into the softball. I want to get into the softball league too. I feel like that there's like such an undived market there. And it'd be really cool to be able to cover some softball games. Some of the professional ones. I feel like that'd be really awesome because, you know, I love the men's sports for sure, but I want to be able to also like be able to cover like the women's sports because I feel like that they deserve love too. And the talent seems like that they're pretty awesome. Forgot that he went to the Dodgers. Chase Utley, how could you forget that he went to the Dodgers? Same thing with J-Roll. They like reunited, didn't they? Didn't they reunite? Indeed he did, Haley. I was at Chase's first game back in Philly as a Dodger, and they played out as a walkout music. It was chills. Crazy. He did have 2 home runs. One of them was a grand slam. I don't remember that. And the Phils got walloped. I do remember that he had 2 homers. I don't remember one of them being a grand slam. But I'm sure that you're right. I trust you, of course. Justin Lawrence is going to pitch as we go to the bottom of the 7th. 2-1 Giants. Pittsburgh is 4 games above 500. 15 games for Justin Lawrence, former Rockies pitcher, and a 4.8 ERA. And here's the pitch. And that is a little bit low for ball 1. I love you guys, man. I needed this. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. That's going to be in there for a strike. Not to like get personal, but like I've been having some stuff that's been going on. And it's just so refreshing to just be able to come on here and just be able to escape from the bad, you know? That's... wow. So Adames slaps a single out over to center field, and he's going to be over at first base. And so we're in the bottom of the 7th. Heliot Ramos is in the box. Lawrence gets set below the belt, and he delivers. And the pitch is lined out over to right field for a base hit. That's going to go all the way over towards the wall. And here we go. So the Giants are going to have runners over at second and third base as Ramos stops over at second base and gets on with a double for San Francisco. Let's go. I love Lincoln Park. I love Lincoln Park too. We had pit tickets to go see them and Blink-182 with Machine Gun Kelly. And his incident happened 5 days before our tour date. Really? I like Machine Gun Kelly too. So 2 runners on in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here is Drew Gilbert, who's in the batter's box. And Gilbert takes a pitch that's in there for strike 1. I thought he was going to go home too. There's the 0-1. That's outside and taken for ball 1. My motto has been control what you can control. Ain't that the truth? 1-1 pitch. This is fouled and out of play. Ask JJ. What's he talking about? I'm just kidding. I just remember when I used to be, or where I used to be, and where I'm at now, and I snap out of it. You do. 1-2 pitch, that's going to be a ball, and it almost got away from the catcher, but ended up not going too far away. And the count is 2-2. I told you that you have a voice, long ball. I found you years ago, and I was just in my networking phase. Here's this guy who's on just in the middle of the night. I couldn't sleep. I thought, man, this guy's really cool. This guy's really friendly. He's not a troll. He's a Braves fan. But this guy's pretty cool. This guy has a lot of really cool stories. And he's probably one of the best storytellers, if not the best storyteller that I've ever met. The pitch on the way. Line drive, base it out to right field. 1 run's going to score. Runners will be at the corners. It's an RBI single for Drew Gilbert. It's true. The Giants have a 3-1 lead. So Gilbert is over at first. And here is Rodriguez, who is up to bat for San Fran. He'll show bunt, and it's going to be a foul ball. So Gilbert's at first. Ramos is over at third. It's a 3-1 ball game in the bottom of the 7th. It's a great approach, long ball. A series of moments turns into a day. A day turns into a week. Weeks turn into months, and months turn into years. And then years turn on into decades. And decades turn on into centuries. How each moment is handled matters. It's true. 1 ball, 1 strike. But yeah, the platform is powerful. There's people that are going out there that are dealing with a lot of struggles. And there's a lot of untapped territory on here. There just is. Rodriguez gets hit by a pitch. Ouch. That got him right in the hand. And Arise is there to go check up on him. And here comes Tony. And here comes the trainer as well. They're putting pressure on his hand. Lawrence threw that pitch, and it actually got the back of his arm. Oof. Always under construction. JJ, I can show you how to get out of this place, or how to get to where you want to go. But you got to drive that car. I can't drive it for you. Some of the best words I ever heard on YouTube. Wonder who said that to me. Bottom of the 7th, and we have another timeout here. Bases are loaded. There's nobody out. And Justin Lawrence is going to come on out of the game. And Don Kelly's going to make a move. 10 hits for the Giants, just 3 runs. And they will try to add on some more runs when they return. That is true. Cheers, everybody. Lime. Did you send it to me on Insta? I didn't check Instagram today. Dude, I'm like so behind on making shorts. I haven't even posted on socials yet that we got to 10,000. There's always stuff to do. I'm starting to finally understand that no matter what, like there's always work to be done. And I guess that like the question becomes like, how do you balance it out, and like what do you not sacrifice, but like what do you, with all this work that's there to do, like you got to pick and you got to choose your battles like every day, you know? And I guess that 27-year-old, about to be 28-year-old me is figuring that out now. You know? The hotline. I didn't shut the hotline. But I can see. I got it. Some of these messages, man. Some of them, like, I can't even read on the air because they're just so bad. You stupid. Whatchamacallit? You picked the Sixers to win tonight's game. You're trash, bro. I just can't. I can't with some of these people. It's just funny to me. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. And here's Luis Ariz. And that is outside for a ball. If you're just tuning on in, welcome aboard, by the way. Feel free to chime on into the conversation. It's a 1-0 count to Luis Ariz, and the pitch is grounded over towards the hole out to right field. One run's going to score. It's Ramos. Right behind him is Gilbert, as he is going to head on home too. And now it is a 5-1 ball game, and the Giants are able to take a 4-run lead in the bottom of the 7th. So Ariz gets an RBI single. Stopping at second base is Rodriguez. And Ariz just put the ball into the right spots. Let's go. Here is Schmidt in the box. And the pitch is inside, not by much for a ball. The guy that's pitching, by the way, for Pittsburgh is Sisk. This is Evan Sisk, who's 29 years old, from Chester, South Carolina. On ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. That's inside for ball 2. So it's 2-0. I got the message. I got a long ball. 2-0 pitch. And this ball is popped up out over towards short. And the catch is made. And there's out number 2. David Blackstone with the sub. Thank you so much, my friend. Much love to you, my guy. I've seen it in person a few times, and it seemed to be true. He's opened my eyes to a lot of things, guys. He really is. Great storyteller. Great person. And I've never even met the guy in person. And I can say that. You know? 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And that's outside for ball 2. That's to Rafael Devers. 2 balls, 1 strike in the bottom of the 7th. And 2 outs. Or addicts relapse. I did twice before rehab, where every case is different. But you're right. Most find another addiction. Coffee, food, cigarettes, etc. It's true. Binge eating, sleeping. You know? 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And we're going to go to the top of the 8th inning. So the Giants are able to tack on some more runs. And they lead it 5-1 as they go to the top of the 8th out in the Bay Area. Feelings mutual. I appreciate you, man. You've got me through a lot of tough times on here. And just in life. So. We'll see you at the tailgate party. Not unless I see you first. I had this health teacher. I would come on into school every day. And actually, you know, it makes me think about being on here. Every time I see somebody new that's on here and I say hello, I always make sure that I try to be positive because first impressions matter a lot. And I had this teacher. Shout out to her. She's awesome. And she would be in the hallways. And every morning, it didn't matter if I was having a good day or a bad day, she always had the highest energy, but she was very friendly and she always had a smile on her face. And she would say, "Hi, Jason." And here's a quiet Jason, just, minding his own business. "Hi, Miss Concep. How you doing, Miss Concep?" "Life is good, Jason. What do you call a person who has one leg?" "Eileen." She was just always tried to find a way to be funny. And she had a very good sense of humor to her. But she always, didn't matter who it was, she always tried to make a positive impression in so many people's lives. And some of these kids, were going through a lot of really tough things at home. As the pitch is grounded over to third, and the throw over to first is in time. And I sort of carry that with me when I'm on stream. I don't really know if that shows. I know that other people have different perceptions of me. But I do try to make more of a positive enforcement. I like doing the fist pumps, the high fives, because that's the type of community that I want. Just an upbeat, positive, but a togetherness type of a community. Does that make sense? I hope so. LP says deep convo. I'm a deep person. 2-0 pitch, and that's in there for a strike. That's kind of what I want to do with the channel moving forward, whenever we have people that are on late at night. When is that? Haven't revealed the details yet. I'm still waiting on a couple of things. The pitch is grounded over to third, and the throw to first is in time for out number 2. I'm hoping I find out next week. it's probably going to be like middle of August. Two outs, top of the 8th. Here's Nick Gonzalez. And Gonzalez takes a pitch that's a little bit outside, not by much. We had a teacher that was very similar to that. That's cool. 1-0 pitch, and that's inside for ball 2. Always knew every kid's name. High fives. Big smiles in the hall. You're very welcoming. You do your shout-outs and feel very inviting. My daughter's usually hanging out with me during the day. That's cool. There's nothing like family. 2-0 pitch, and that's on the outside edge for a strike. Someday I'd like to have a kid. I don't think I'm ready now. But I hope I'm a good father. Gage is on the bump, and he just allowed a 2-out walk. She gets excited. She does? That's cool. That makes me very happy. Brian Reynolds is in the box, and the pitch is down for a ball. So it's 1 ball and no strikes. Could I shout her out tomorrow night? Of course. Of course. Anything for you. For sure. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch. Here it is. A bouncer. Hit over to first base. Devers picks it up. And he will tag the bag for out number 3. And so the inning is over. We're going to go to the bottom of the 8th. It's a 5-1 Giants lead. They lead it by 4. I've had family addicted to opioids, and the judgment from outsiders was crazy. He is a Marine veteran who was prescribed pills for injuries incurred during service. I'm happy to say he's okay now. That is scary stuff, man. That's really scary. We actually had a nurse who was addicted to drugs. And it was tough because I really, really loved her. She was awesome. And she was good to Mitchell. Some of these nurses that we had, chat, for Mitchell, like, they had really awful home lives. And it was really sad. It was. But with her, she always, like, loved coming on into work. My mom treated her really, really well, of course, and she had a lot of problems. And I loved her, and I looked up to her. You know? It's true. It's so true. Cam Sanders is on the mound. And the pitch is taken inside for ball 1. This is Matt Chapman who's in the box. Chapman's 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts. And the fielder's choice as well. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss. That's deep. That's deep. One ball, two strikes. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Even I'm getting tired listening to my voice. The 1-2. And that's a foul ball. By the way, the Cardinals are up 6-0. That game is in the bottom of the 9th. The Mets have a 3-1 lead. The Braves, by the way, are on. And they're down 3-1 to the Dodgers. One-two pitch, strike three called, and there is out number one in the bottom of the 8th. Addicts are just people who at one point made a poor choice. Once they're ready for help them all you can. Their true self is waiting to reveal itself. God, I love this community. How'd you all find me? The pitch. Line drive, base it out to left field. And so there's a 1-out single for Willie Adames. And he gets on base. The pitch was a little bit low, but Adames was able to just get it off the barrel of the bat and slice it out over to left field. I'll wait for those who didn't understand, at least understand how fortunate they are not to. The pitch. Let's take it for ball one. Elliot Ramos today, 2 for 3, with a single, a double, a run scored, and an RBI. One a pitch. Swing and the miss. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Tell you what, the Giants are playing really good baseball. I'm really happy for them. 1-1 pitch on the way, swing and the miss. This was a game that, obviously they had to scratch and get some runs, but this is a feel-good game for the Giants. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and here's the 1-2. That's going to be in the dirt for ball 2. The Giants tonight have left 5 men on base. They're 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Really? That's how you found me? 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And there's out number 2. Couldn't get the Phillies game YouTubed Phillies live. You and Hoagie were talking about SpongeBob, and I knew this was my community. When the heck? I almost cursed. God dang it. When the heck was that? Drew Gilbert is up. The pitch. And that is down for a ball. Hokie was talking about SpongeBob. That's funny. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two gone, bottom of the 8th. 1 ball, 1 strike to Drew Gilbert. And the pitch is down for ball 2. There's Lucille, that is. The 2-1 pitch. Fouled away. I did. Late April / May of last year, I think you only had like 300 plus subs. If it was last year, it's probably at like 3,000, something like that. That's funny though, because year one for me was 2023 for baseball. Next pitch, swing and a miss. And so we go to the 9th inning. Last chance for the Pirates. Bucks are down by 4. 5-1 San Francisco. And we're going to WWNJ in early June last year, and you had over 700. And I've watched your channel grow since. That's so cool. JJ found me one night, like he said, when he was in his networking, and he's been stuck with me ever since. I was actually looking up MLB The Show people because it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and this guy's playing, and I believe he had Jason Hayward up to bat on his MLB The Show show, and it was like Jason Hayward is a Brave or something. I don't remember, but the bottom line is that he was playing MLB The Show, and he had his Braves on. I'm like, oh, you're a Braves fan? Like, that's cool. In the back of my mind, I was like, okay. But of course, you know, I had to talk to him. And he seemed like he was a cool guy. And I learned more about him. Learned about his story. And was like, dang, this guy's really cool. This guy is an awesome person. This guy has a lot of really cool things to talk about, man. Like that there's a lot of dived territory, if you will. I think I just made up a word. But, you know, I'm a curious person. I don't know if being a Leo, if that's a feature or a trait or what, but I like learning about people. You know, I like learning about people and just being able to listen. It took me a while to just be able to learn how to just be a talker on here. I am just more genuinely of a listener first rather than talk. But I've learned a lot from this guy. I've learned a lot from you guys. Like, individually, seriously. I came here for the WBC, not even knowing JJ was a Philly fan. And I loved the play calling. And you got the bug. Who said I would never look at a play-by-play announcer the same ever again? Was that you last week? Was that you? I forget who it was. I feel like that was you. It is a Leo thing. That's funny. My numbers might be off. Had my hubby, his brother, and one of our buddies sub as well. The 2-1 pitch. Fly ball hit out over towards center field. There's out number 1 in the top of the 9th inning. We can lay and wait, but also command a room as our own. See, I look at these late night chats, guys. I look at these late night chats as if like we're in a room and we're in a circle. You know? And we just are able to just talk or listen. Or people, if they ever like want to chime on in, they can. And if people are listening in the background, it's like those people you never know who's tuning on in. Like when we would be in a group and we would just talk in a circle, about religion or just about like whatever it was. I always really loved those types of convos. I kind of miss that. But I'm learning that virtually, there's a place for that. It is my brother is an August baby. It is a Leo thing, just being curious. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. That's in there for strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 9th. 1 out in the pitch. That's a foul ball. I feel bad I didn't do my P.O. box opening this week. I know it's been like a crazy week with the Sixers and coming off of the charity stream. But we'll do it again Wednesday. I'll make sure that I announce it tomorrow. I realized that I think Jack said something about it yesterday. And it didn't just hit me until now, and I'm like, shoot. I forgot. The 2-2 is down for ball 3 to O'Neal Cruz. The payoff pitch, fouled away. Me and the hubby are Leos, and daughter is an Aries. 3 fire signs, and you can tell. That's good, though. Is the 14th. 3-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Did he? No, he did not. And he will be going on over to first base. So there's a 1-out walk in the top of the 9th inning. Chat, I'm thinking about actually bringing back sharing the mic with JJ and trying to get some like other YouTubers and other people that are like in the business on here and just being able to do some interviews with them. I've had that as an idea. The pitch, that's going to be in there for a strike. I might also do like maybe like a late night like Q&A or just like a convo thing. I don't know. I'm really into exploring. I feel like that there's like so much untapped territory that we can go on into with this. And of course still keep sports at the heart. You know? Oh, 2 pitch. That misses down for a ball. Yeah, I felt bad. It didn't just hit me until now. But a lot has happened. So I kind of have to give myself grace. Like, we hit 10,000 yesterday. We did a charity stream 2 weeks or last week. There's playoffs going on. And we're doing the Phillies, and we're doing this. Like, that's a lot of stuff. We have souls. What do they say in Iron Giant? Good souls don't die. Superman. 2-2 pitch. That's inside for ball 3. So the count is full. Connor Griffin is in the box. And the 3-2 pitch, and that's taken down for ball 4. And the Giants have allowed 2 base runners here in the top of the 9th inning. And there's 1 out. And just like that, we have a timeout taken on the mound. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. At least y'all dodged that bullet. It's true. To the moon. Sometimes things slip. Game was crazy. Yeah. To the minus zero. I like that. Here's Spencer Horwitz. Spencer Horwitz just smiled, and for some reason, it just made me think about, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, there was like this one like Wii character like on the Wii Sports that just like always smiled, and it just made me think about him just like coming up to the plate and just having this like bright smile. The 0-1 foul ball. Just like a big smile. The 0-2 pitch. It's a foul ball. Favorite Wii sport? I'd say mine was tennis. I liked baseball too. I wasn't a big fan of the Wii wrestling. Nah. No balls, 2 strikes. We're in the top of the 9th. Oh, 2 pitch. Here it comes. Line drive, base hit out to right field. And 1 run's going to score. It's O'Neal Cruz, and the tying run is going to come on up to the plate. That's crazy, long ball. That's crazy to think about. They have a timeout taken here on the mound. 5-2 Giants. Wii Sports is awesome. I love the making of the golf club to do the wiggle. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, those were fun. 5-2 is my score prediction tonight, says Haley. 5-2 is yours? I don't even remember what mine was. Brandon Lowe is coming on up to bat. My video game platform's maxed out with the N64 and the PS2. That's not bad. That's cool. The pitch is taken for a ball. What games did you play on the PS2 and Nintendo 64? Did I say 6-3? I probably did. Yeah, I don't think that's happening. You're right, I did say 6-3. Silly old bear. 1-1. Down for ball 2. I had the Giants by a dozen. I need the Pirates to tie it up, says Long Ball. You had the Giants by a dozen? Well, that can't happen. It's the 9th inning. 2-1. That's outside for ball 3. Excuse me. 3 balls, 1 strike. In the top of the 9th. I'm just a little black rain cloud. 3-2 pitch. This is popped up, out over towards short. Adames is there. He'll make the catch. And there's out number 2. And one more out to go. Final Fantasy. Nice. We got ourselves a timeout here over on the mound. That's so funny. That's hilarious. Had to go and show the kid the poo combo during the live stream, and she agreed with me and started singing the Rain Cloud song. It's a good one. Two outs, top of the 9th. And here's Ryan O'Hearn, who comes up. He's going to challenge the call. It was called a strike. O'Hearn is pinch hitting for Pittsburgh. Pitch track's call to the strike. ABS confirms. He says, okay. No balls, 1 strike to Ryan O'Hearn. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. And the Pirates are down to their final strike. Here's the 0-2 on the way, and O'Hearn stays alive. Just got a piece of it. The ball is 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. That's in the dirt for a ball. And by the way, the runner from first just went on over to second base. $525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? Yeah. 1-2 inside for ball 2. In daylights and sunsets. That's a good song. I love Runt. 2-2 pitch, ground ball hit sharply over to third. Chapman picks it up, fires it over to first, and the Giants are able to take care of business, and they win by a score of 5-2 against Pittsburgh. Great win for the San Francisco Giants. They played really well. I'll tell you what, man. The Giants played very, very well tonight. They should be very happy with how they played. I thought that they did a really good job. Rafael Devers, I got to say that Rafael Devers, for him to hit that home run out to dead center field, that was awesome. That thing went 399 feet, and that must have really felt good for him. He played great baseball. The top 4 hitters tonight for the Giants, by the way, they each had 6 hits combined. And listen to this. Adames, Ramos, Gilbert, and Rodriguez each also had 6 hits combined. So they did really well. And they should feel really happy about themselves because they played a very good brand of baseball. They took advantage of Carmen Mlodzinski, and Mlodzinski just did not pitch well, and they got a hold of bad pitching. I've seen this Giants team just not able to capitalize. And this team was really cold heading on into this series. They have just been playing such bad baseball, losing 8 of their last 9 games. They needed something to help them feel good. I mean, they're at the bottom of the league right now, and you thought that maybe it was going to be a better start to the season, and it just has not gone that way for them, you know? So, just a really good performance by them. Cam, thank you so much for the membership, man. I really appreciate you. You are the man. You got an Oracle Park churro? Nice. But yeah, Arise had himself a nice 2-run single. I know that he got it right on through the hole. I liked how they attacked in that 7th inning. They really had a lot of good plate discipline. They did a good job putting pressure on the Pirates, and they made them pay. As the series continues, I'm curious to see how they continue with that strategy, you know, because I thought that they played very good small ball today. I thought that they made Carmen work, and they got him into a high pitch count. And when he left out mistakes, they took advantage. And that's the name of the game. I didn't even get to Robbie Ray. Dude, I wanted him to get to the 8 strikeout marker. I was pulling out for him. I really was. He had 7 strikeouts in like 4 innings. I really wanted him to get to 8 strikeouts because he hasn't struck out 7+ batters since last year. So I really wanted him to get there, but he pitched great. He pitched very, very well. So that was really cool. Last chance for the Braves. They're up to bat too. Who are they playing? The Dodgers? They're in the 9th inning. Oh, there's 2 outs already. Oh, man. Boy. I'm sure I'll be popping in and out. Glad you got to see a good game. Yep. We had a good one tonight. And then tomorrow I'm going to do my very first Q&A. We'll do it like after stream. That'll be fun. I'm actually thinking about making like a presentation sometime and doing like a broadcasting lecture for people that like want to get on into the broadcasting / YouTube industry and putting something together. I feel like that would be really cool too. I want to do more education while also like still calling the games, of course. I just have a lot of ideas. If there's anything that I learned from the fundraiser, like I have more ideas. Like I want to just continue to expand, you know? I'm a work in progress, as somebody on here would say. So, by the way, the Mariners today, they won 12-8. Oof. Gosh. The last thing I want to say about the Giants really quickly is that the bullpen looked really good today. Besides Killian in that 9th inning, everybody else looked really, really good. Wynn ended up getting a hold, his 8th of the season. Gage also pitched really well, so that was really nice to see. And they just, I don't know, like they provided a counterpunch. Like when Ozuna homered, I was a little bit afraid that the Giants were not going to be able to respond to that, because how many times have we seen this season the San Francisco Giants just, whenever there's a run that scores, like they don't always fight back. They really don't. And they fought back really hard. They provided that counterpunch. Devers went deep. Devers is starting to hit the ball better, it seems. And it seems like that he's trying to drive it a little bit more. He's on, what is it now, an 8-game hitting streak. So, ever since then, he's been putting the ball in play. He's getting extra base hits. He's getting doubles. He's not just getting singles anymore. He's making an impact. He really is. So, that makes me very happy. It seems like Adames, I mean, dude, he got so close to hitting that home run tonight. I thought that ball was going to go. I really did. I thought that ball was going to carry, but it just died on the warning track. But he played well. I didn't even get to Jung-Hoo Lee. I like Jung-Hoo Lee batting in the leadoff spot. I think that they should continue to do that. I do. I think that this guy's going to be a really good leadoff hitter someday. And I like the idea of putting him out there to bat leadoff. I just do. So, I'm calling a hockey game tomorrow night for my college. Dude, send me the reel. If you put the reel together, send it to me. Send it to me over on LinkedIn. I'd love to look over your stuff. I really, really would. That's so cool, Cam. I wish you, in theater we would say, break a leg. Break a leg tomorrow, my friend. That's awesome. But, yeah, Lee did very good today. Had a couple of really good plays defensively in the outfield. Also made some really good offensive plays, too. And played very good. He did. Chapman's production has gone down, though, and that's a problem. He has not gotten a hit since he faced the Phillies on Thursday the 30th. He has not gotten a hit so far in the month of May. That's a problem. What are the Giants going to do about that? I mean, like they've moved him down in the order, it seems, but that's a problem. And I'm curious, like, if there's Giants fans out there that are, like, thinking the same thing, like, what do you do with Chapman? Do you just keep him in the lineup? Do you slide him? Do you keep him, like, right where he is? Do you give him an off day? Like, what goes on? He actually, did he have an off day? No, they were off on Monday. That's right. So he hasn't had an off day. Do you give him an off day tomorrow? I don't know. Just something to think about. For his last 19. And, yeah. So with that, that's going to, I guess, wrap it up for me. Tomorrow, chat, we got the Phillies. Phillies are playing against the Rockies. That game's at 6:40. We'll be on for that. And maybe we'll do a Q&A, our first Q&A or something like that. During the off season, that's something that I want to do. I want to do more Q&As. Just come on here and chat, answer questions, do some chat GPT stuff, and what I mean by chat GPT is like have fun with chat GPT. Do some immaculate grids, hang out, that type of stuff. Well, that's it for me. I think that bed is calling me. 6:05 Phillies. It is 6:05. Is it 6:05? It is 6:05. You're right. Wow. Yeah, we got Nola facing Kyle Freeland. I can't believe that Kyle Freeland is still in the league, man. Crazy. I also got the Flyers tomorrow night. Beautiful. But, yeah, 6:05 Phillies. And I will see you all on for that. Yeah, that'll be cool. And with that, I love you all so much. I will say this one more time. You know, I've definitely had some things like going on, like personally, and I just want to say thank you for just being able to not only just support me, but to just be here and just be willing to have these really therapeutic conversations. I really enjoy them. I do. It's been a lot of stuff has happened over the last 2 weeks, even off stream for me, and I'm just super, super, super grateful for you guys. More than you guys understand. So with that, good night. I'm finally signing off. I just can't say bye. But now, it's time to say Lala Tov. Lala Tov, everybody. Hasta mañana.